Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now are the three most electric humans on Smackdown, which you can watch this evening at Bankers Life Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. It is the hilarious, the talented, the pancake eating, the pancake tossing, the booty-o having, electric human beings of the New Day.
You did it right.
Yeah. Wow.
That's great. That's a good start. That's a good start.
Oh, I didn't notice this earlier. You got a Will Smith in here.
Yeah, so that guy over there hates Will Smith.
Why?
Hey,
Oh
Xavier,
my
hey,
God.
dude is a hater. Right
Why do you
here.
hate Will Smith?
Hate Will Smith.
Corny, man. Very corny.
You mean talented?
I don't know if he's wrong.
Thank you.
Easy.
I love Will
What is
Smith, but he
happening?
could be corny and very talented.
Anyone can be corny.
He's charismatic, is what I say.
Extremely.
He's
Okay.
very
Yeah, he has
charismatic.
range.
I don't think he's wrong.
charismatic.
I don't think the man is wrong. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
range. That sounds like range. to
Exactly.
me.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
don't take his side.
Wow.
I am legend. Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
What?
Come on.
It was
man.
all
It was
all
all
like
that.
15 years ago. What's he done since?
Oh, so you're one of those.
Oh,
What
had
have
a-
you done
had a-
for
had
me
a-
lately?
Yep.
Incredibly talented son.
Had a
What was that
family?
movie on? What was that movie on Netflix that you just made on?
Right.
Oh, I
Stunk.
heard that was horrible.
Not the best
Oh,
movie.
I
best
heard it was
movie
horrible.
of
I
the
heard
year.
it, yeah.
was good.
Best movie of the year.
Best of the year.
good.
I'll take your word for it.
I didn't like that one.
I never saw it. Speaking of hater, you just bashed Captain America just the other day. You.
Shame.
So people think that I constantly bash him. It's that people constantly ask me, and I give the same answer that I've given for years. It's not a new development. I don't like Captain America. I think he's a garbage troll.
Unbelievable.
But because of my hatred for
Unbelievable.
years, my friend just gave me access to a ton of comics, and so I've got to read a certain section, like the Brew Breaker. Something I can't remember the guy's last name, but
Brubaker.
it's his run of
Ed-
Captain America.
Ed Brubaker.
And they said if I don't like Captain America after reading those, then I just hate Captain America. So I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay, so WWE you guys are superheroes in real life, though. I mean, if you look at everything, the entrances, the way it's shot with a name above it, little kids look up to you guys as if you're these incredible individuals. Did you all know you were going to be wrestlers?
I like as if.
As if.
No, you are. You are. The athleticism of you three in particular, but also the sports entertainers around, is second to none. Kofi, whenever you would jump from things to things in the Royal Rumbles, it was one of the greatest gimmicks I've ever seen in my entire
Well,
life.
I appreciate that, and I always say like I get a lot of the credit for that, but like especially the past few years, I'm literally not doing anything. Like
Carrying.
I got clotheslined over the top rope and landed on E's shoulders, and he carried me around the ring. And then what at the Greatest Royal Rumble? Was it the Royal Rumble or was it the Greatest Royal
It was
Rumble?
the actual Royal
Oh, it was the
Rumble.
actual Royal
The
Rumble.
cheerleading thing.
So yeah, I got like again thrown out. And there's Woods to save me with a platter of pancakes and then save me with his chest. And then both E and Woods then threw me over the top rope. I didn't do anything, so I don't know, but thank you.
At least you didn't trip on the way to the ring and
That was
slide
tough.
underneath it.
That was tough.
That was the
Very memorable,
that was the
though. Very
moment.
memorable.
That was like the Wicked Witch of the West with his feet hanging out of the ring.
Did you guys know you were going to be sports entertainers, wrestlers, or how did you kind of fall into it?
Yes, for sure. For me,
Kofi, you've been in for 40 years. It's
I know, yeah, 40 years and still going.
and
barely,
crushing too,
barely.
not just.
But I've always wanted to be a WWE superstar ever since I was a kid. This was the only thing I've ever wanted to do. I actually got involved with my wrestling team in high school, thinking that it was actual WWE wrestling. When my friend came, he was like, "Oh yeah, you should come to open mats. We're gonna be wrestling." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." Came over. There's no ropes. It's like really hot in here. Oh yeah, I mean I knew that and stayed for 4 years, you know. But yeah, I was always told I was too small, you know, and those same people now are asking me for autographs for their kids. So anyone out there with dreams, you know, follow your dreams.
Back then they didn't
it does
love
come
it.
true.
Yeah, that's
Mike
awesome.
Jones.
All right.
All right.
Biggie, you were an Iowa football player.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's got to go last. He's got to go last.
He's gonna go last.
Yeah.
Well, you're a PhD, a doctor.
He's got the best story. So yeah, I always wanted to be a wrestler ever since I was little. But same thing as Kof, just always thought I was too small, wasn't gonna make it. People laughing and stuff. So just played a bunch of sports to try to get some sort of athletic prowess, and then did it throughout college, throughout grad school, and luckily got signed. Kof was actually there in my attempts to get a job.
Oh, nice.
So while I was in college, I asked my professors, kids, if you're listening, ask your professors. I asked them if I could cut class and go down to what was at the time Deep South in Georgia. So me and my buddy jumped in a car, drove 5 hours down to Deep South, suit on, resume in hand, open up the door in the middle of practice, And it was like, you know, in movies when you walk into the wrong party and the records scratch. 100% like that.
That's exactly what it was.
But yeah, Cove was legit in the ring.
I was in the ring, like we were running a drill, and then the door swings open, and it wasn't the mailman. And everyone's just like, "What is going on?" And this bright young man, you know, eyes wide open, you know, resume in hand, which we all laughed at. But then when you think about it, like when you're going to look for a job, you're supposed to bring your resume. Like he's in the right, you know. But we were just like, why is he here?
Hindsight's always 2020.
So I dropped my resume off, and they're like, you know what? Come down next week. We'll put you on the show and see what you got, kid. And I'm like 19 years old, like freaking out, like, yes, I'm gonna get signed. I'm gonna get a contract. Next morning, I wake up to a text saying, "What did you do?" I'm like, what? And I look on the internet. WWE pulls out of Deep South. So no more developmental right there.
So the day after you what?
The day after I went down.
You opened that door, the WWE walked right the fuck out.
Exactly. He said, "What is this? Get out of here!" So then, fast forward, like I don't know, 2 years later, maybe 3 years, I find what is new developmental FCW in Florida. So again, drive down now to Florida, so even further.
From where?
We're in South Carolina at the time.
Okay.
So drive down there, find the place. I'm legit driving around for like 3-4 hours in the area, just like looking at buildings that might be able to be big enough to have wrestling rings. Finally, I find this place. I walk in again. Same exact thing happens. I got my resume in my hand, and Kofi's in the ring again doing it.
Oh, this guy again.
Oh, he's got his resume again, doesn't he?
Resume.
Yeah.
Same suit.
Yeah. WWE is out of here tomorrow, by the way.
But then luckily, a little while later, I ended up getting a job, and now we're sitting here doing this podcast with you.
That's awesome. That's absolutely. You guys are such an incredible threesome, though. Yeah.
Pause.
No, leave it.
Wrong.
No,
Leave it.
that's
Not wrong.
100% right.
2018, so what?
Whenever you guys were placed together, it was a really cool thing, though, because the personalities were just so perfect. Biggie, you were the muscle there for a while. You still are, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't lose the muscles.
Huge. You might be the most powerful looking human. I don't know. In general, probably are in real life. But as a human who's hung around a lot of monster humans in my life, whenever you walked out the first time in WWE, I remember thinking like, yo, that dude is just another creature. That dude is a human that they do not make them all equal. He looked like the strongest human of all time.
I appreciate
And
that.
then it turned out it was true. You're just carrying humans around, and then you have this incredible personality in your intro that you come out before the music hits. You're great on a microphone too. You're like meant to be a wrestler. I'd assume that's what the dream was your entire life.
No, well, so the reason I always go last when we tell these like origin stories is they both were always told they're too small, worked their whole lives to get here. I legit I was on campus at the time. I was done playing ball at Iowa, but someone legit came up to me and said, "Hey, do you want to try this?" I was like, I guess. And that's legit my story. That's my origin story. But yeah. So essentially, without getting into too much boring detail, is Mike Doty, who is a booster at Iowa and close with the wrestling program, friends with Coach Gable. He came up to me because I play ball with Mike Humple, who was friends with him. And legit, I was in grad school at the time. I had a bunch of knee injuries playing ball. I tore both my ACLs, broke my right patella, tore my left pec in 2.5 years.
Jesus.
So I was like, all right, this football thing just ain't working for me right now. But I just was in grad school at the time, and legit, someone just came up to me and was like, hey, WWE's looking for guys. You want to give this a shot? And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And then I got signed from there. But I grew up, I was a fan as a kid, and I watched a lot of WCW. Goldberg was my favorite. I met him at a signing when I was like 10 or 11, and but I just never. It's a weird thing to me to think, oh, I want to be a wrestler. Like you watch it and it's like, okay, this is cool, but I never once thought this is a job I could once have. It never crossed my mind. That's ridiculous.
Have you looked at yourself?
Well, now I get it. Now I understand. But yeah, I mean, I've been working out since I was 12. Like working out for real, like 5-6 days a week, and I just muscle grew from there.
Seems as if it's paid off.
Yeah.
I have not. How's the injuries been since you joined WWE? Because this schedule is insane. What you guys do is absolutely insane. No off season. It's all year round. Baron Corbin was a teammate of mine with Colts my rookie year. And I just sent him a text like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, when WWE 2K19 came out, it was my friend back there is an incredible gamer, and he had never lost in 2K ever in his life. So then he plays as Baron Corbin, loses. So I send a text. I send a text to him, and I'm like, "Yo, man, like maybe train a little bit more so my guy doesn't lose with you in a video game. Like maybe get after a little bit more in the offseason." He's like, "There is no offseason, Pat. Okay, get off that." And I was like, hilarious answer from you, but it's real. The schedule, although it's not like back in the day, I assume the Road Warriors, like, we used to drive this every 360 days. You guys are putting on shows 4 nights a week, 3 nights a week. Has the body been able to hold up after all your injuries in college and stuff like that?
Yeah, shockingly, I feel great. I don't know why, but I feel great. It's a different grind from football. For some reason, for me, just like when I got to college, my body just fell apart. But it's definitely, like you said, there's no off season, so it's different. I don't know why this works better for my body, but most guys will tell you this is like, I talked to Bray about it and talked to some of the other guys that play college ball, and Bray said this is harder on his body than college ball was. But it's also like one of the things that's been a saving grace for us is there's 3 of us. Somehow we conned the company into allowing 3 of us to be in a tag team. This is months before.
Tag team champions, 3 of you, by the way. Incredible gimmick.
Right. This is before we ever got on TV, months before. So we pitched this group a while ago, and we conned Hayes into letting us work on the road. So we got to, before you ever saw us as a trio, we spent maybe, 4 to 5 months, maybe about half a year just doing house shows without a name or anything, and we were doing tags. So on the live events, we'll do typically 3 live events a week, and that means we're doing tag matches, usually with a lot of nonsense, so not a ton of bumping. And then every 3rd day, you'll be on the floor. So usually the first day is me and Kof. Second day is me and Woods. 3rd day, I'm just on the floor, usually humping the floor is honestly what I do. Just to pop myself.
Hey, a lot of hip thrusting by you.
Honestly, yeah.
A lot of hip thrusting.
Very flexible.
But between honestly, yeah. It's genetic. But
He just got real right there.
Yeah. But between that and all the promos we do, like, we don't really put a lot of mileage on our bodies as far as like wrestling. So we've been really fortunate to not really do a whole lot. Don't tell anybody.
Who's the brains? Who's the brains behind the whole thing? Is it a collaborative effort? Like, because some of the stuff you guys have come up with, some of the best most catchphrases stuff in the last 10 years probably is from you guys, to be honest. It's been waiting there. It's been sitting there for all these years. And as soon as you guys started doing it, it's like, oh, that's genius. Like, that is absolutely. And anytime you hear the word who, it's just like the Steve Austin what. Anytime you hear the who, it's hard not to just go, who. And then the intro that you give in every city, it's the whole place is screaming it. So is it a collaborative effort? Who's the brains behind it?
I mean, it's me.
Well, explain. So we all contribute.
Yeah.
But as far as the originator of the idea, Woods was the one who came up with the faction idea.
And I always say that it's a collaborative effort. And then E said, if I don't start taking credit, he's going to start taking credit.
I respect that.
I respect it a lot.
But no, it definitely comes together with something from each of us. And I feel like the 3 of us work together because we are extremely similar, but we're also extremely different. Kofi and I are usually on the extremes of each end, and then it's whoever can convince E for that 3rd move.
I can be swayed.
Yeah. So it works out very well because Kofi is one of the kindest, most gentlest, if that's a word, just greatest humans I've ever met in my life, and I'm just a complete piece of trash, just a scumbag. And so E being in the middle, it really allows us to kind of see things from all perspectives, and we never really just rush into things like without thinking about them, because we always have a group vote regardless of what it is that we do.
Oh,
That's why 3 people works.
Hold on, I'm thinking, because there's the odd number there. I'm thinking of them sitting around. All right, I got this idea. Bootios. I need to hear a yay or a nay from everybody before we move forward. Kofi, you in? Yeah. Bootios, I'm all in. Big E's like, I don't know. What are we going to be doing? And then I think of the round table of you guys voting for it, just being like a survivor type situation. Like, I'll tell you what, E, you're the swing vote here. I don't know if we're going to make it. Bootios and then pancakes.
Here we are.
It's a booty situation. Pancake booty is something that people, I don't know if that's where this came from.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thought so.
Chappelle, shout out.
But you, Kofi, you throw these pancakes, and we saw this at, I saw it.
I got hit with one at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Nice.
Congrats.
And I was aiming
Congrats.
for you.
It's like being blessed.
There he is.
It's like the
So great.
But whenever Now, I'm a person who enjoys observing things, right? It's I enjoy it a lot. So I watch you throw these pancakes, and then I start like actually watching you throw it, and I'm like, oh, he's really trying to like put some real juice on it. Like and I see you like targeting people and like attempting to hit them. It's like your own little game that's happening out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never seen a frisbee or a pancake tossed as accurately or as impressive as you are. And I can't wait. We're about to do something in this office where I'll make a donation if you can do it. But when did the pancake thing just become a thing? Like when did that, because there for a little bit you were dumping them out of boxes, and then the platter came, and then just hucking pancakes around the arena. I don't know how you get that cleared in 2018, but it happens. Here we are. We don't either. And it's a beautiful thing to watch, though.
Yeah, so it was actually the reverse of that. The platter came before the box.
Oh, there we go.
We
Get
actually
your facts right.
yeah, do your research. Very important.
That's on me.
Watch
That's
which
on
colors
me.
came. We're done. Before the platter. But we actually had like a lumberjack match where myself and E were taking on Kevin Owens and Sam Zayn, and there was a lumberjack match, and of course, so Woods was on the outside and took the role of Chief Lumberjack, right? And you
Respect, by the way.
Well, yes, because I'm on the team, but I'm also a lumberjack, so I'm in charge on the floor.
Yeah, more than the people on the floor. So you let them know who's in charge.
You gotta listen.
He's the chief jack. He was the chief jack, and of course, you think of lumberjacks. What do you think of? You think of flannel. So we had the flannel, sleeveless.
Yep.
I also had the hat on too, if I recall correctly, right? Some jeans, looking like a real lumberjack. But what do lumberjacks eat?
Paul Bunyan pancakes.
They don't eat Paul Bunyan. Oh, Paul Bunyan. But pancakes, yes.
Yo, they house Paul Bunyan.
They ate them.
But okay, so with that, so I'm fully dressed like in like the cosplay. We tried to get like a beard cleared. They're like, that's a little much. But then, right, I feel like a few hours before we went out, E's looking at me, he goes, shouldn't you have pancakes? And we're like, well, of course. And then we had the pancakes, and then the next week, for some reason, we were just like, he goes, you want to do pancakes again? And we're like, yeah, sure. And then we went and asked Vince, and he goes, can we throw pancakes out? Because we did it last week. He goes, do you want to? I said, yeah. He goes, all right. And now it's like 8 months later.
Is that a wild?
So long.
Okay, as a guy who drove from South Carolina to Deep South and then to Florida, is it a wild thought? Just you open the door of the resume at one point, and now you're walking up to Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I was thinking about we should throw pancakes. Is it a wild world to like think about it all come together?
It used to be very surreal. Now it's like it's normal, obviously, because it's our everyday. But it's still strange to me that we get to go out and do what we do. Because like you said, Kofi's trying to beam people with pancakes. That's what it is. Like people don't know we're not throwing pancakes to them. We're throwing pancakes at them. Like we've hit so many people who've been like texting on their phones, like right in the face. Oh,
That's the best.
We're trying to maim.
yeah.
Keep your head on a swivel when you go out there.
So do you guys keep score?
That's probably what happened to him.
I was taking a video for the Instagram, and a pancake hit my phone, hit me right in the arm.
Bam. And I was aiming for that arm.
He asked a great question. He said, "Do we keep score? We need to start keeping score.
Ooh.
You're gonna win." But
Yeah.
How do you
erase
keep
board?
score?
A dry erase
Well,
board?
some people now have like the hit me with the pancake, and they'll like cut a hole on their sign and put their face in it. I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah, give me a target.
So I used to be punter kicker, and there used to be balls that I thought was very good, and then I would miss. Is there times where you throw and you think you're spot on and you miss, and you're like, I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Well, it's not that you're losing it. We have a big tray, so there's always multiple chances, and you really have to adjust because you don't know what the air in the building's going to be like.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know what the altitude. We were in Denver a couple weeks ago. The altitude, a little bit different. A little bit different than being in Kentucky. So you have to throw the first pancake out there and adjust. It's like playing golf when they take the grass.
Yeah, yeah.
And they dangle it down.
measurement?
Measure the wind,
Yes, and you see where the wind is at.
Yeah.
You you throw one pancake and then you make the
How
adjustment.
do you get the right consistency? Because
That's
we
who
struggle.
makes the pancakes?
Mr. Bootyworth is our chef. Nice. All our pancakes.
That little kid that was in the.
That's a grown man. too, man.
Grown man. He's
grown
older
man.
than all of us.
Yep.
Hey, good skincare. He looks like a 12-year-old out there.
Oh yeah.
That guy makes the pancakes.
He does.
Mystery.
That's right. The best. We found him when he was 13.
On the streets.
On the streets. We nursed him
Selling
back
his
to health.
body.
Hey,
Yeah,
what,
it was rough.
Somebody selling other
what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, maybe sell my body. Better idea.
Nah.
You make pancakes for us.
Pancakes for us
Exactly.
now.
He was hurting, just shivering on the corner. So come to us. We'll
Clean them up. Yeah.
Smackdown is at Banker's Life this evening. What should people be expecting? Should people take signs for you to hit them with pancakes? What should people do?
100% bring signs. The great thing about a WWE show, and I always say this, is that if you've never been, it's awesome, man, because you go there and it's like this huge athletic contest and storytelling and pyrotechnics sometimes. But, the budget
Not so much anymore.
But every now and then there's a lot of like pyrotechnics and loud music, and it's a place where it's like okay to go and just be crazy. You know what I'm saying? You cheer for the people who you like, you boo the people who you don't like. You go out there and just have a good time. We see all those signs, as small as you think your sign is, we notice those like even in the top deck. So, come out and have fun, man. It's just awesome.
Oh, by the way, one of my favorite signs, you remember the one with the butt cheeks and the person can move the butt cheeks?
Yeah. Great.
With a little stick?
Oh,
yeah.
people are so creative, man.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. It really is. It really is.
Well, thank you for everything, the entertainment that you've brought the world through the WWE. You guys are incredible trio. Do you guys have any questions for these athletes?
I have my fucking pancake question because yesterday we
He's
dealt
been
with
struggling. They've been trying to find you these pancakes.
We were thinking you had to get the right consistency.
We
like
ordered
thin
them yesterday.
enough,
It was
it's
very
durable
important.
enough.
It was a full panic mode because some of them were crumbling when we were trying to throw them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they got the
Is it-
touch.
That's the first month of us throwing
Yeah.
pancakes.
Oh,
And
was it?
then we realized,
I don't feel as bad. that
Is it
anymore.
in the over mixing?
We don't cook them
Yeah,
now.
we read.
We don't
Yeah,
cook
yeah.
them.
Mr.
Bootyworth,
Bootyworth,
Mr.
bro.
Bootyworth
Bootyworth,
cooks
yeah.
them. He'd have to
Yeah.
tell you about the
Yeah.
consistency. But you know what also helps? Sometimes when they come out and they're fresh, they're a little bit harder to throw. So we might let them sit 6-7 hours.
We
And
got
then
some that are like
stiffen up a little
24
bit.
hours
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Even
They'll
better.
stiffen up a little
Even
bit.
better.
And people will eat them.
Do you guys have any anything's cooking right now? If that makes sense, because you had the Bootio cereal, then you moved to the pancakes. Is there anything that the Survivor voter panel is currently?
I'll tell you one thing: the fact that we don't have an IHOP sponsorship or something, but we've been trying to. Someone come through.
Come on, man.
Mr.
Yeah.
Bootyworth, he's
on,
looking,
man.
Mr.
Booty.
Bootyworth.
Booty.
One-
Right.
one-
That's
No
the
S.
But, yeah.
That's in there.
That's what I mean.
That's the salespeople. That's the salespeople.
He'll spit in your meal. He'll spit in your meal. That's in there. Booty work.
But as far as anything cooking, like things that we do, I want to say that there's these 3 or 4 grueling months of planning and figuring out arcs for things. Like at month 2 we can do this, at month 4 we can do that. Dude, Bootios came about because we saw a sign that someone put us on a Wheaties box one day, and then like what 2 weeks later?
It's really
Oh, this
crazy
is
to
good,
think about this whole story, right? So we needed a new T-shirt. And
Merch game, by the way, great business.
But yeah. Well, we tried.
Buy a shirt now, Pat McAfee Show.
We try. But so we were sitting at a table. Actually, I'm not sure where Woods was, but me and he were sitting at the table, and we're like, "Hey,
Voted you out.
no." We're like, "Hey, we need to come up with this shirt." Oh, did you see last night someone had the Wheaties box? He said. Someone had the Wheaties box with our pictures on it. Maybe we have like a T-shirt with the cereal with our pictures on it. Like, oh, that's really cool. And then we're just marinating. He's like, oh, how about Bootios? I'm like, that's it. Genius, So
I thought it might have been Booty Sweat from Tropic Thunder.
So like 8 hours later, we see Woods at the building, and I'm so excited to tell him about this. I'm like, hey, me and E were sitting down at the table. We came up with this great idea. You know how we saw the cereal with our faces on it? And before I could even finish the sentence, he's like, oh yeah, Bootios. I swear to God, we had no communication, no whatever. Bootios, yeah, that'd be a good. Like, how does that happen?
Really?
How does that happen? You know what I mean?
Such a wild name, just
so
pop out
wild.
of nowhere.
And just
It's
like,
destiny.
so like looking at it, just matter of fact, like, oh, booty, like, I couldn't believe it. Before I could even finish like getting the thought out, he like, so this is just like the synergy that we have. And I tell these guys that, especially like lately, I've been real thankful to be on a team where like everything is just so easy and everything flows and like the chemistry is always there and we've never gotten into a fight, knock on wood. But like, it's just like, it always comes so easily, like the chemistry is very, very real. Like the Bootio story, I swear to God, I cannot make that up. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's no reason.
it's just,
We got a podcast coming up. We got a podcast.
how about a Bootio story?
Stories. That sounds believable. Use that one.
Did you guys each have a favorite wrestler when you were growing up, and have you got to meet that person?
Hold on. Have that removed.
Unbelievable.
There's too many wires in here.
Man,
A man almost just died.
What's the
Tripped on a wire.
Everything's very mobile. So you keep the
Wowzers.
wires out of the walls, so everything's very
Yes.
mobile.
Mine was Goldberg. I don't know why I did that intonation and pre-tape once. It was funny though. But yeah, like I said, I met Goldberg when I was a kid, and it was dope for him to come back. And we were in the back of one of his walks, so it was kind of full circle for me. You know, the Goldberg walks were legendary as a kid. Him coming out, and for some reason, he always had a bunch of security, even though he was like the baddest man in the whole arena. But he needed some security.
Him
But yeah, that was
smoking the sparks, still one of the most impressive things.
really dope,
Insane.
man.
Yeah.
It hurt so
Yeah.
bad.
And also, terrible. It's a terrible taste. I've accidentally had a firework go off very close to me and huffed it. And it's a terrible taste. And he did that every night of his life for a long time. Yeah. Good
I
for
got
him.
black lung right now.
That's what put him out.
That's why I had to retire. That's why I left.
Kofi, who'd you enjoy?
My favorite wrestlers, my guys were always the high flyers and martial artists. So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was that hybrid, you know what I mean? And he came out with the bright colors and the fire breathing and Komodo dragon, you know, just doing all types of karate and jumping off the top rope. So Steamboat was definitely my guy.
Hold up. Wait, number one?
I like this.
Really?
Everything comes easy.
It
you
always
guys said.
changes.
Okay, because I thought it was always Sean.
Yeah, me too.
It was always like, oh, Ricky, and then Sean is my like number one A,
Yeah.
number one for sure.
So it always changes between Ricky, Sean, and Mysterio. It's on like a constant rotation.
I didn't know this.
No, me neither. This is
Yeah,
new
I always heard
information.
Sean.
Oh, Kofi, you've been lying to your kids? Hey, it seems like you've been lying. The synergy.
That's the same. I've been given that answer for a decade.
Yeah. What we're saying is that your answer changed because you didn't add Sean.
Yeah,
about
no mention
that?
of Sean. Not even a mention of Sean.
Wow. How about you doing
It
that?
changes. It changes.
It's
What do you want from me?
And I've never
You
heard
know?
Ray.
Wow.
Being the underdog, being a
Ray's
small
brand
guy,
new.
we share similar stories. What are you talking about, guys?
Is this the beginning
He's
of the end of the new day?
This is it.
No. Don't put
They
this on
question my idols. I'm out of here. I've been here too long.
Never had a fight. Come in here.
You did this, Pat. You did this to us.
You did this.
I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. That's going to be a real shame when this thing all breaks up.
Yeah.
What a run you guys had.
The one guy hated Will Smith.
Ruined the whole thing. Ruined it. You don't like Miami?
Nick Morota's to blame for this. Good. That's awesome. How about you, Xavier?
My favorite wrestler has always been, it's been the same answer. Always. Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh,
Listen to that. You gotta. I didn't hear you.
ECW.
You like that? See, you got to moan.
I didn't
Gotta
hear
moan
you
out of him.
because my wire wasn't attached. So I literally couldn't hear.
Well, that was like a sleeper pick. That's
Yeah.
one you don't expect. He was awesome.
Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh, nice. That's
Flash
the Mortal
Funk.
Kombat guy.
He used to come out the Jungle Boogie and do the 450 splash.
So
on top
nasty.
rope.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
is that
sick.
what Ricochet does now?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Except Too Cold Scorpio was like 250 and like 6'4",
dude,
and he can do a moonsault leg drop.
Yo, you remember when Brock used to do the shooting star? And
remember-
then he almost got paralyzed at one time?
Yeah.
Why'd you feel the need to stand up on that?
Because in my head, I was like a 280-pound gorilla, basically,
crazy.
doing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
shooting star. Some of the athletes that, and you guys included, that come out of the WWE are just next level. I don't fully comprehend it.
Yeah, it's like even though that one got messed up, there's video of like Brock and OVW doing shooting star presses with ease. Like there's a bunch. Yeah, he used
And
to
he
do it all
would
the time.
land like a pit bull, like back arch. Just
Frightening. What a frightening human being.
Frightening. Does everybody get along in the thing? Or I assume it's like a high school. You guys travel a lot. I
It's
assume
like,
it's like a high
it's like a
school.
job. There's people that you like, people you don't like, some people that you just know, okay, don't associate, just don't hang out. But I mean, once we go through the curtain, like all that's backstage.
Yep.
Like everybody understands you're trying to feed your
Business.
family, you're working a
Yeah.
job. Like there's no animosity like out there.
It's-
On our end at least.
It's surprisingly chill though, way more than you would think. With a bunch of like muscled up dudes, you think it'd be like a lot crazier. But everyone, for the most part, is pretty cool.
And I would
To
say
you,
partially-
probably. I mean, they
partially.
see those tits. They're like, I ain't doing anything today. Hey, dog. We want no problems with you or them titties right now.
They see us, we're with him. We're with him. No, I think a lot of it too is because the culture's kind of changed a little bit in the past. What
A lot.
3-4 years? It's been
Yeah,
a
5
little
years or so,
bit
yeah.
of evolution. How many years?
Hey, by the way, good word.
I wasn't trying to do that on purpose.
5 years.
5.
Five.
Gimmick I had
Well,
back
tell
in
them,
the day.
people might not know about the
Well, in
5 count,
NXT, I did the 5 count with King Kong Bundy, and I was the man doing the 5 count. 3 ain't enough. I need 5. See, the reason this is a thing now is because when I mention it, he don't want to see me shine.
Oh, incorrect.
I talk about my
correct.
glory days in NXT doing the 5 count, and Woods always rolling his eyes like, oh, this
Incorrect.
Yeah.
I love to see my man shine. That's
Hey,
why
this is going to be it. You guys are really
No,
going to break up. after this.
that's why I toned it down on the weights because I was about to take the muscle spot in the corner. You know? Yeah, we are trying to switch though.
Yeah, if he gets to because I've been slimming down. I was like 305 for 3 years, and I'm about 270 right now. And Woods started bulking, so I said I'll try to meet him at 240. I want to see Woods put on another 35 pounds. A good power gut. That's what that man needs. A singlet and a power gut.
I'm 240 right now. I can give you a gut if you need it.
All right, I'll take a little bit.
I got some like shit.
take a little bit.
Can you play the trombone?
I tried once on the floor. I just picked it up and tried blowing in it. It's not that easy. I thought it was that simple. Yeah, I just blow in the hole, right?
You put your mouth like over the mouth.
Yeah. Well, I'm done playing that until
Was it better than the spinneroonie attempt? Because you two nailed the spinneroonie with
Oh,
Booker.
boy.
and Big E,
I
man.
feel like mine was memorable. You know what I mean?
It was.
Not necessarily for the right reasons. Not for the right reasons.
The interpretation was a little
Yeah, well,
different.
I mean, I knew I couldn't do it, so I was like, let me try to do something sort of funny.
What a moment.
What a moment.
Yeah, it was a moment.
It was cool.
That's all that matters.
cool.
Speaking of moments, go enjoy the moment tonight at Banker's Life. Smackdown is in the house. The New Day, the Bootios, the Pancakes, the everything invading Indianapolis, Indiana. Can't wait to go watch that tonight. Can't wait to watch Kofi throw pancakes in the Fantasy Factory in a little bit. Xavier Woods, I think we're doing a little up, up, down, down.
yes, sir.
I'm not a gamer.
Oh no, that's fine. We're gonna play a game called Gang Beast.
Oh,
where you
good.
just flail around like a moron, so it's fun.
Sounds like my life.
What
That being said,
what am I gonna do?
so I had an idea. But I was told possibly no by your handlers.
Oh boy.
We have handlers.
Handler.
Hit me with it. What's the idea?
Okay, so we have a 225 bench record in the office.
Okay.
Oh.
You know, and there is a.
You see how serious his face is.
I think it's something that you should get.
Who told? First of all, they told you no on the 225 deadlift, but on the 225 bench. But once overseas, they made us deadlift a bar. It was a stationary bar, like you couldn't move it. No warm up or anything. We did like a couple jumping jacks,
Calisthenics.
and they had us try to herniate a disc by pulling this bar that does not move. That measures force. Another time they had us do a CrossFit workout. Do we look like we do CrossFit? No. I move a bar one time as fast as I can. That's about it. They had us do this CrossFit workout with a bunch of fans overseas and yelled at us because we didn't want to be running up and down for an hour.
That was the best. We got like, oh, what's going on? Like, well, Cesaro did it last week. Like, I don't care what Cesaro did last week.
You should
Yeah,
have Cesaro.
225 bench. That's cake. Let's go. What's the problem?
Okay, good. That's great news, by the way, because this show might be the end of the New Day.
Yeah, when I tear a pec.
Don't even put that in the universe. I don't need it.
Nobody's scared of you anymore.
Oh, one titty. Oh, one titty.
That's the thing. You know what he realizes? New Day is always on the brink. That's what keeps us. That's what keeps us here.
Your edge. It's the edge.
Right, yeah.
It's the edge.
That's it.
Hey, take it easy on the microphone.
Yeah, we're going too loud. Popping. We're popping.
Well, anyways. Great conversation. Thank you so much for listening. You guys have a great Tuesday. Go to Smackdown tonight. It should be awesome.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, man.
Who'd you just wave to?
There's a camera right there.
Oh, dope. There we go. I'm not
the
God.
YouTube.
Can I not ask?
YouTube.
Nah,
Joey's-
he got you. Nah, he
Can I
got
not
you.
ask?
He got
Can
you.
I not ask?
I just answered a question.
Yeah.
There was no getting.
No, it's not. It's not on you.
Nah, you
Joey,
can do it.
Joey
You got it.
over here.
Just say it. You
Joey-
got
Joey's
it.
you over
been
here.
walking in front of the goddamn camera this whole time. With his leather jacket. I met Joey when he was working for the NFL Network, by the way.
He told us.
NFL.
He told
Good
us.
guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
You're not going to wear that fit, though, and be behind the camera the whole time.
No way.
You got to show that off.
No way.
You better
Rock
show
star.
it.
Rock star, this guy.
him.
You guys all are. That's the rock star life to WWE. You guys on the road, selling out arenas. It's amazing. Good for you guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Just from showing up and interrupting Kofi's workout
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right.
to now being a tag team champ with three
we
people.
are.
5-time. Yeah.
5
What was on your resume? That's a great question.
Yeah, it was so important.
What's on the resume?
Everything over the whole
Great
time.
flat back.
Athletes.
I can run the ropes at 2.3 meters per second. No, it was all like the independent places that I worked like throughout the Southeast, the places that I got into school, the jobs that I had. So I'd work at a daycare for 5 years and worked in a biopsychology lab. Places that I went to school, so they saw that I had education. The fact that I was in band and we won festival a few times. That's a big, essentially band tournament. And you go play in like Carnegie Hall and stuff.
Like Nick Cannon?
Yeah, pretty much.
Drumline, bro. He can't
Drumline.
read music. It was crazy what he could do.
That's wild.
He could just see it and do it. It was insane.
Legit anything that I've done that I thought was like meaningful. So it was like, oh, I was like a triathlete in high school, and I did this in college. I was a cheerleader. So like every little thing that I did. 'cause I
Normal
was like-
resume.
Yeah, because I'm not over 6 feet tall. I'm not like 250. So in my brain, I was like,
Yet.
well, I got to. Well, yeah. 240 is the absolute cut.
Soon.
We'll see. So yeah, anything that I thought might get them to go, oh, okay, cool. And so
Well, I do have one last question. You guys got any extra jumpsuits laying around? Because those are pretty fresh.
Pretty dope. Fila. Forever I Love Atlanta. Had no idea they still exist, but you guys.
Feela's making a comeback, by
Yeah,
the way. Feela's
it's
making a comeback.
for
We got to
us.
connect.
Everything does.
Yeah, we got to plug. We got to feel a plug.
Is this a sponsor?
Kind of, sort of.
it's a handshake relationship.
Yeah. Don't look into it.
Still got
We
room for
got
it.
IHOP.
Leave it be.
I don't want
Leave it
IHOP
be.
that wanted an exclusive deal.
Well, they wasted all their money on that dumb IHOB. They could have just paid you guys
International House
instead.
of Burgers.
could have.
So
Yeah,
what was the point of
What was
that?
that? That's unnecessary.
It was dumb. It was a waste of money. They should be investing in people that are tossing pancakes around every Tuesday night.
One would think it's logic.
One would think. Speaking of thinking, not a lot of that happens on this show. And I can't wait to see the amount of thought and prime that went into the pancake toss. It's definitely going to be a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to see those things explode all over the place. Kofi, Big
yeah.
E, Xavier Woods, thank you so much for joining us. The New Day is one of the coolest things going in the WWE. It's awesome to watch you guys grow. And it's
love to
cool.
grow.
Thank you so
Love to
much for
grow.
coming
Watch
through.
us grow, yeah.
Can't wait to watch the 225 bench.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Don't pop a titty in here. Though.
No.
Please
Nah,
don't. I don't
nah,
need to
nah.
be known for that.
You find out they're all silicone. He's just all implants.
Look away.
Hashtag Endgang, hashtag Endgame. Send a picture of the photo of the sign you're taking to Smackdown tonight in Indianapolis. Be creative. They can see them.
We see him.
They can see them. Remember that. Just like in NFL games, we can hear you. Remember that. You got old white dudes telling Robert Mathis they're going to beat his ass. Like, no, you're not. Hey, just while you were playing cornhole in the parking lot, he was warming up to attempt to hurt people. Sit your old ass down. Drink the pop. Have a great time.